The wild turkey is a true American original. It's a bird that's native only to North America and Central America. They were first discovered by Europeans in Mexico in the early 1500s. The ancestor of the bird that will be the guest of honor at millions of tables this Thanksgiving was feeding people in Spain by 1520. In 1607, the domesticated birds arrived back here in the United States and were raised to feed the colonists. If turkey was indeed served at the first Thanksgiving, there's some debate about whether that bird would have been a domesticated bird from Europe that has made its way back to the U.S., or if it was an eastern wild turkey, which were common in the woods and fields of Massachusetts. What we do know is that by the late 1800s, this grand game bird had been completely wiped out in all of New England, as well as New York, Ontario, Ohio, Indiana, Delaware, and New Jersey. By the 1930s, the wild turkey, once abundant throughout much of the U.S., could only be found in rugged portions of Appalachia, in inaccessible southern swamps, and other extremely remote plots of land. Some estimates put the continental population at less than 30,000 birds, a victim of market hunting, subsistence hunting, and widespread habitat destruction. Then, in 1951, a South Carolina wildlife biologist named Duffy Holbrook captured a single wild turkey hen, and that became a milestone moment in one of the greatest conservation success stories that this nation has ever seen. Today, there are more than 7 million wild turkeys in the U.S., ranging across our woodlands and river bottoms. And at a time during that recovery, only a handful of states had enough turkeys to afford a hunting season. But now you can hunt turkeys in 49 out of 50 states, plus in Canada and Mexico. Now, all Americans have the opportunity to pursue one of the wiliest game birds. Every hunter can experience the thrill of watching a gobbler in full strut and the disappointment of having their Thanksgiving dinner stay just out of shotgun range. The sporting community must protect and preserve habitat if we want to keep populations of wild turkeys and other species at stable, huntable numbers. We have to remember that every time a hunter buys a gun or a bow or a box of shells, a portion of that money goes to support your state wildlife agency to manage the land and protect our natural resources. The National Wild Turkey Federation raises money to match with these funds and contribute to conserving habitat for turkeys and other species of wildlife. Hunters can help even more by joining organizations such as the National Wild Turkey Federation and the Theodore Roosevelt Conservation Partnership. By getting active with these groups, we can help ensure that we continue to have huntable populations of wild game, and also so we can continue to have land upon which to hunt them. If you want to find out more about the history of wild turkeys and wild turkey restoration projects that are taking place today, pay a visit to the website of the National Wild Turkey Federation.